So nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Congratulations on another one down.
Thank you so much.
Talk about the genesis. Talk about going into this and all the pressure on getting it right on the screen.
Honestly, for this one, I didn't feel pressure. I think that the reception on the first movie was so amazing and such like lightning in a bottle that I was like, you can't go into it trying to recreate that magic. You just hope that the people who loved it will also love this.
I think you thought the first movie was going to be successful just based on the audience leaning into the book hardcore, but did you have any idea that successful?
No, I think that it was beyond what anybody could hope for. It was like so magical, and now we're just like everything that comes after is just a cherry on top.
Talk about when the cast starts coming together and some of these things that were just notions or thoughts are all of a sudden real and living and breathing.
I mean, for me as a writer, it's very surreal. Because it goes from me, alone in my apartment, sitting on my couch with a notebook and a pen, to then being on set and seeing all these people like running around, working hard with like equipment and spending their time.
Sure.
On the story that I wrote.
Can you go back to the absolute lightning strike genesis of the moment that this was a concept?
Well, kind of, because I actually wrote love letters when I was in high school to boys that I was trying to find closure, and never sent them. I put them in a hat box, and I thought, what would have happened if someone had sent those letters, And you're just like, oh my God, like it's so embarrassing, and that's how the germ of the idea began.
Mm-hmm. I'd always wondered, did you save those letters?
Yes, I did.
Oh, really?
I saved them, and then at the book launch for To All the Boys, I was like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if I read from one of my letters?
Yeah.
And I think that I'll do it on tour. I'll just do it. It'll be a funny thing. And I got up there. I started reading the letter, and everyone was loving it, and they were all like laughing, and I just felt like my face was so red, and I was not anticipating to feel the same like embarrassment and like emotions because it's so private and personal, just for my eyes only.
Sure.
And it's like reading your diary. So I never did it again.
I'm so curious. Did you uncover any of the guys? Did they come forward to say, "Hey, was that me?" Or did you?
I mean, some people were definitely like speculating and like.
Right.
I was like, don't flatter yourself. There's only one Peter Kavinsky, and that's like in the book. It's not actually based on anybody.
Right, an amalgam, if anything.
Exactly.
Is there a scene in this movie particularly, because I asked you the same question about the last movie, where you've written this, but there are a lot of other creative processes before it hits the big screen. And so sometimes those things go a different direction than exactly how you pictured it. But is there a moment in this movie that is nailing it precisely the way you wanted it to go down?
So many moments. But for me, I think the treehouse was just like, it felt like all the pieces were just like there, and it looks beautiful, and like I love all the drama happening in that scene. It's like kind of like your past and your present, everything's colliding at once.
Sure.
So for me, that like is one of my favorites.
You have such a great style, because I know it tends to lean towards the YA audience, but it throws a much broader net, and it makes middle-aged guys like me uncover like moments of their adolescence, and takes me back to my youth, and I appreciate you so much.
That's such a compliment. Thank you so much.
So good to see you. Thanks for your time.